That's a great win for the Runnin Utes. I'm so happy, so proud of our team, and just the way we competed today. It was just tremendous in so many facets. And congrats to VCU and Coach Odom. These guys were playing incredibly well coming into tonight, winning 5 out of 6, and really gained a ton of momentum late in the season. And I mean, you see those guys. I mean, they have a winning culture. Coach Odom's won everywhere he's been. And then I said this earlier. Sean Bairstow, I believe, has won 114 games in 5 years. And Max Shuga, I think, has won 89 in 4 years or something like that. And then I don't know the other players personally, like I know those two. I'm super proud of those guys. I told them that in the handshake line. But then a lot of those other guys that returned went to NCAA tournament last year, and there's teams that they've found ways to win, even when there doesn't always look like there is a way. They've figured it out. I have so much respect for Ryan Odom, his family, and I'm not going to get just the personal side that we talked about the other night with my son Brady and just a ton of respect. And so for us to come out and really jump on him like the way we did, I thought was huge. We jumped up 18-2, I think, in that first 5-6 minutes, and then we had a really choppy stretch there for about 8-9 minutes, whatever it was. I think they went on an 11-0 run or 9-0 run, where we just we went to our bench and we were just kind of discombobulated there, I thought. But we were able to kind of right the ship late in the half. Deivon hits that, I think we went back-to-back scores. Deivon we call a play, and he came off it, and it's kind of a two-way action for Gabe and him, and you kind of try to put him in a pickle, right? How are you going to guard it? And Deivon came off and kind of bobbled the ball, and then was able to rise up and stick that three to really see some momentum and go up 10 at halftime. And then obviously the second half we were really cooking. I mean, I thought we really guarded very, very well, made things very difficult for them, really got our transition game going. We did early in the game, and then certainly in that second half where we just got it going. And, Gabe got going there late in that first half, hit a couple big shots, thought he had a look in his eye. Obviously, he carried that forward. Deivon gets another triple-double. I mean, for him to get whatever number it is, 5, thank you. I know this. I heard the announcer say, it's an all-time Pac-12 record, and what an accomplishment that is. You got to have really good talent, and you better have some talent around you to be able to do that. And like Branden Carlson said afterwards in the locker room, he's like, well, that record will never be broken. And I think he's right. And then Gabe sets an all-time record for made threes on a season. And he can do that. And he's, I'm not sure, without getting into specifics, he's been dealing with a lot of pain and some things he's had to negotiate. And it's not just the wear and tear of a season. The dude's one of the toughest guys you'll ever meet. He is a tough, tough kid. And he's not a kid. He's a tough man. And he's super dedicated. And it's cool to see that. And he's starting to really get in a rhythm to the game. And so, but we're just playing really connected. 21 assists again tonight. So 23 2 games ago, 22 last game, 21 tonight. We're just making a lot of the right plays. So really proud of our effort. Defended them, got 4 kills each half. A kills when we get 3 stops in a row, that equals a kill. And so for 8, to get 8 of them, that's doing something. We were just really on point. This is a team that shoots 42% from the 3. And I should take one of my contacts out right now. What does that say? Can't read it. Something for 25. Alex, what is it? Oh, well, let's go.
5 for 26.
5 for 26. So to hold that team to 5 for 26 when they shoot 42% from the 3, or 38% from the 3, but 42% of their shots are from the 3. We did a great job with our game plan. Cole Bajema, I told the team I finally figured out how to say his last name. I change it up all the time. Just got to keep it honest. But, man, that kid's gotten so much better. Whew. I'm really proud of him. The way he's guarding now, I'm so proud of how far that kid has come. He's come a long way. So great team win. Super proud. Excited to go to Hinkle. And should be a great crowd. We got Indiana State. They're close to home. At the end of the day, it's the closest team. And those guys, you talk about winning. Those guys have been winning and winning a lot. Don't know anything about them. except that they're very good and they're an offensive machine. So we'll have our work cut out for us, but super excited to be playing in our Final Four.
Craig, VCU came in being a very good three-point defense team. You guys shot very well from there tonight. What do you think contributed to you guys being able to free yourself up for good looks when your percentages were high?
We just have had this look. It's our preparation. Our scout team, I think I said this after the last game, our scout team was unbelievable, and they were again yesterday. Just with our looks, we're maybe a little over the top with some prep at times. But man, our guys have come in with this attitude that craves improvement, and they're just like eager to see the scout. They're eager to watch them, and they've been on point with what we're doing. And I mean, you're not perfect, but and so it's on both ends of the floor, right? Like we always talk, just the way we were able to take certain guys away. I mean, number 2 today, 22, to be able to hold him to what he shot from the field. But going back to the offense, they're an elite defensive team, elite, like top 40 in the country in defensive efficiency. And the two things they really do, which most really good defensive teams do, they take away easy rim scores, and they take away the three. They just chase you off the line, and they have this makeup ability, kind of like, I don't know. They're just so athletic. If you're behind the play, they can just come and make the play, shot blocking, or they just chase you off the three. And we saw that numerous times today, where they would just close long through you. I remember one in the first half with Hunter Erickson. Hunter kind of thought he had an open shot, but shot fakes. The guy flies by, but now forces you to take a pull-up J to your left, and he missed that one. But that's what they do. They just come at you in waves. And I told our team this. We really did a good job tonight of when we got the ball into the paint, playing off of 2 feet because they're going to try to block everything and make a mess out of the paint. And then I thought we did a good job of spraying it out where we had some open looks or dumped it down, to Gabe, to Lawson, to BC, or whoever it might be. And then the other part of it is, when we called some sets to get some threes, a little bit for Cole, but especially for Gabe, we really executed them at a high level. And when you have guys like we have to be able to, they got to be able to step in and make those shots. And we're in a pretty good rhythm right now. So I thought our execution was really on point, and we really followed our game plan very well.
Craig, obviously, this was Branden's last time in the center. He thought it was probably senior night. But for him to hit that first three-pointer and kind of set the tone, I mean, just how important was that and just his overall game today?
Man, we got off to such a great start, and he bangs that three right away. I don't think he made a three the last game. He's been shooting it well, but certainly he had a look. He had a great look to him, as did our team. I mean, our team had an amazing look. But when you have fifth-year guys, and especially that one, he wanted this one bad. He'll always have that memory now of certainly winning on senior night, but also winning this game, and these are memories of a lifetime. And you play college athletics, so it doesn't matter what sport. That's that 4 or 5 year window in your career that these guys always look back on very, very fondly. And that'll be a game that they'll remember for the rest of their life. And our crowd, thank you to our crowd for coming out tonight. It was when we went out for the anthem at the 13-minute mark, I was kind of like, but it filled in, and I turned around, looked behind me, I was like, man, they are tight in there, and you could feel that impact and their energy in a big time way. But super happy for Branden. So glad he could be able to go out like that at home, right? I mean, we want to play 2 more games, and but to be able to go home, to be able to take care of business and earn that victory in the fashion that we did and the way he played was just tremendous.
Craig, you guys have had the luxury of having the whole NIT at home, right? 3 games in a row, all wins, obviously. Looking forward to playing in Indianapolis next week. Sometimes certain guys perform differently at home versus on the road. So, what do you feel confident can travel to Indianapolis when it comes to your whole team, and what do you need to travel?
Right. Going back to that question, so BC created a memory of a lifetime. Listen, it's been great to be able to play at home, and that's the beauty with the NITs. We've earned the right to be able to play at home with our seeding, and anytime you get in these tournaments, right, you have 32 teams. But the beauty of it is you got to beat 5 teams. You don't have to beat 31 other teams. And so what's going to travel? I think I always say defense travels. Everybody says that. I know it's cliche-ish, but it's the facts. And I feel like we're not perfect. We're not the best defensive team, but we are getting better. We're definitely getting better. And guys are understanding, and we're putting guys, I think, in a better position too, and understanding our team at a very high, at a lot higher level. We've trimmed down our guys that were playing. I think their roles are much more, I don't want to say more clear, but guys have kind of settled in. You should when you're in game 36, right? I mean, it was like, I've been doing this a long time. I think this ties personally like the most games I've ever played. When I was at Mayville, when we lost the national championship, we played 36. So what travels, to get to your question? Defense travels. I think your mindset travels, right? I think your preparation travels, and being locked in, not just kind of like super locked in and dialed in. Like that's what, Bill, our radio guy, asked me that, what are you most proud of? And it's like, well, I said it was like our preparation's been high level, and that travels. Now, we're going to be playing, I've never been to Hinkle. I know it's a historic arena. I've heard it's not very big, and I've heard it's pretty close to sold out if it's not. I think there's more room for some of the youth fans to get out that way. But so it should be an excellent environment. Our defense travels, taking care of the ball travels. Our mindset travels in terms of making the right play on offense over and over and over again, and trusting each other to make the right play. And then, I always feel like if you make the right play, you shoot better. And I think that's one thing you're starting to see with this team. I thought we shot it pretty well against Oregon especially before BC got hurt. But we've been really, except for one game, these last 2, 4, 6, 9, these last 9 games, I felt like we've really shared the ball and are really making the right reads consistently, except for one game. And it's starting to show with us making more shots. I just think that's really what's been happening here with us making more shots.
You talked obviously about the NCAA tournament is always the dream that everybody has, but the fact that you guys are in the quote-unquote Final Four, semifinals, whatever you want to call it at the NIT, how important is that to you?
Well, I think it's incredibly important to me, and it's incredibly important to our team. And listen, like everybody in life, and I don't want to be all like on a soapbox, but we all have our own race. We all have our own race. We all have started somewhere. Some people, were born on third base and they think they got to third. And some people, and we all have our own race to run. And what I'm incredibly proud of this team because, listen, it was tough there for a stretch, and not like at the end of the conference tournament. And we had some really amazing times and some real tough times. But sometimes it's not how many punches you can throw; it's how many you can get up from. And it's amazing the power of connectivity and love and caring for one another. And I think that's been amazing. And this is our Final Four. This is our tournament that we're in. This is the race that we're running. And so no matter what's in front of you and where you're at, I think it says a lot about your character. And just think it says a lot about your character to move forward with the hand that you're dealt and where you're at, right? And take advantage of that moment. And so to be able to do that for one another and it's just amazing what our guys are doing right now, and it's fun to see. And so it's never too late, and that's what makes March amazing, right? Our next game is April 2nd. Our first day of practice was September 28th. So today is March 27th. Today's exactly 6 months, right? Tomorrow's the start of our 7th month of the season. So it's a long stretch here. And by the end of Sunday, there's going to be 8 Division I men's basketball teams playing out of 362, and we're one of those 8. And I'm proud of that.
Branden, last game, Craig said you wanted this one bad. How much did you want this, and just kind of the ending? How did it all kind of play out for you?
Well, I really, really thought my senior night was going to be the last game and ended on a win. So I was like, we were, just talking with the guys. We're all like, we cannot end our season on a loss at home. So, I thought we had a great mindset coming out tonight. Everyone competed really hard, and VCU's a great team. And so we knew we had to be ready to go. And, we had an amazing turnout of fans. So thank you to all those guys for coming out and supporting. Their energy was amazing tonight. So it was a great last game here.
If all 3 of you can give your thoughts on this, because maybe different ideas. You guys have had the luxury of playing 3 of these NIT games at home. You know, you guys have been very strong at home all year, and obviously you won out at this part of the tournament. Moving forward to Indianapolis, you know, some guys play differently on the road than they do at home, right? So what do you feel like has to travel to Indianapolis in order for you guys to continue this run?
I feel like everybody talks about, defense and rebounding's got to travel, and that's definitely true, but I feel like we're playing our best basketball right now, and I think everybody's just excited to get there, and I'm not expecting a dip or anything. I think, like I said, we're just playing our best basketball.
Like Gabe said, I think we're playing our best basketball as of now. I feel like we're super connected, so just being on the neutral side, I think we could beat anybody. I think we could win it all, honestly.
Deivon, I know you say it doesn't kind of matter with the triple doubles and you just kind of go out and do it, but I mean, you now hold a record that probably will never be, well, it won't be broken because the Pac-12's gone, but what does that mean to you to just be able to get that fifth triple double?
It's a blessing. Honestly, before games, it didn't mean anything, but tonight I really wanted to break it, especially at home. I really wanted it tonight, but my teammates, these guys, Gabe, BC, Cole, whoever's out on the floor, they just go to their spots. They're running with me. We're talking on the court, and it just makes my job way easier, and I'm sure that it helps them as well. I just feel like we're super connected right now, and we're playing our best basketball.
He's just lucky he has some bigs that box out so he can fly.
That too, though. That too.
You didn't have to rip it out someone's hand.
That too.
Gabe, Craig said that you've been playing more than just the regular bang up through the season type stuff. You don't necessarily have to share anything, but like, what has this season meant to you, knowing that you're here where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an up and down season for sure. But I feel like that's any season. I'm grateful to have played in every game this year. I mean, the last 2 years I haven't been able to do that. But yeah, I mean, it's awesome to be playing. I think that was 36 games and going on 37 now, and we're going to be one of like 10 teams playing or something like that. So yeah, it means a lot to just play with this team. Obviously, I think this team is one of the most connected teams I've been on, and everybody just enjoys each other's presence. So to be able to keep playing it's great.
Branden, you made that 3 right at the beginning of the game. VCU is a team that came in with really good 3-point defense and actually good defense overall. What do you feel like you guys were able to do in order to get the types of open shots, not just for you, but for all of your teammates that were efficient from 3 today?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was us attacking the paint. When we get it inside, they really want to get in and block shots down there, and they collapse the paint hard. So when we get it inside, it was just those kickouts were open and they'd have long closeouts. So I think we did a really good job of getting in and playing off of 2 feet and finding the open man on the perimeter.
Deivon, speaking of that a little bit, there was a play right, it was very close to the end of the game where you got in the lane, you pump faked 2 guys, bit, and you kind of laid it off to Gabe, and he dunked it really hard. What was that sequence like, and how fun was it just kind of like to see that happen?
Honestly, that was scouting report right there. Coach Burrs was super, super heavy on that, just talking about how antsy they were to block shots, and I just felt 2 guys on me, kind of faked, and I seen Gabe. I knew he was going to destroy the rim. I was super excited just for me to listen and follow through with the coach's plans and execute it. I was super excited.
After the Pac-12 tournament, you guys were obviously, I don't want to know if devastated is the word, not to be able to get the NCAA tournament, but now to be able to be in the Final Four of the NIT, what does that feel like for you guys? Like, what are the emotions of being able to be there?
I mean, yeah, I've talked about it before. It was obviously never the goal to make the NIT, but now that you're in it, it's like, let's go win this thing. And 4 teams left. It feels, like I said, we're playing our best basketball. It feels super feasible, and yeah, just looking forward to it. I mean, Hoosiers is like one of my favorite movies growing up, so to be going to Hinkle, and I have a lot of family there because it's pretty close to Minnesota. So yeah, just looking forward to it.
Any other questions for the players?
Yeah, it's 2 games left, right? And obviously you guys have to play one to get to the other and all that stuff, but like, how close does a potential championship feel? How much can you like taste it at this point now that you're in the semifinals and all that?
I think we're just taking one game at a time. I think the momentum we have right now and the connectivity we have in the locker room on the court, I think we're just taking it one practice, one game at a time, not looking too far ahead, but we're definitely excited for Tuesday's game. We'll handle that first and then go from there, honestly.
Indiana State was kind of a bubble team. I think some people were a little surprised they didn't get into the tournament. What is it? I guess how difficult is that to play a team like that, knowing that it is in the home state? There's going to be obviously a lot of people that are going to want to cheer on that team.
Yeah, it just kind of gives us more motivation for that game. You know, they were, I think, first 4 out for the tournaments. You know, they have a chip on their shoulder, and we got to come out with a lot of motivation to go for that game, and we're excited to play them. I know when you look at the bracket, I think Indiana State was one of those teams we were excited to be able to play along this way. So, I think we're just going to have some great prep leading up to it. I know they have, really good players on that team that make a lot of good decisions. So we're going to have to lock in and, really focus for those games, but we're excited to go play them.